When you walk through a Disney park today, you'll see something strange. Not just kids meeting Mickey, but adults crying at fireworks, racing for merch, and building their whole lives around a mouse. It looks ridiculous at first, then it starts to look like something darker. At first glance, Disney adults are easy to laugh at. The matching shirts, the backpacks, the annual passes, the people who plan their whole year around Epcot festivals and limited edition popcorn buckets. There are even adults who go to Disney more than they visit their own families. It all feels absurd, but if you sit with it for a minute, the real question isn't why these people are so cringe. The real question is, why does Disney have a grip on them at all? Because most companies don't get to become someone's hobby, identity, vacation plan, wedding venue, decor style, and emotional safe space all at once. But Disney does. And this didn't happen by accident. It starts in childhood. For a lot of people, Disney is not just a brand they encountered. It's stitched directly into some of their oldest memories. Old VHS tapes rewound until they wore out. Family movie nights. Theme park trips that became the highlight of an entire year. Music, characters, and stories tied to a moment that felt safe. That matters because children do not experience brands the way adults do. They don't think in terms of strategy, market share, or intellectual property. Kids attach feelings to images, sounds, colors, and routines. Think about how a certain song takes you back to a special memory from your past. That's essentially what Disney did. So when Disney is present during the years when your strongest emotional associations are forming, it stops being just entertainment. It becomes part of the structure of your memory. And Disney understood this early. Walt Disney once said that adults are just kids grown up, and that you're dead if you only aim for children. It was the business model. Get into childhood, attach yourself to family, comfort, and ritual, and when that child becomes an adult with money, the attachment is already there. That's why not every adult who likes Disney becomes a Disney adult. There's a difference between enjoying Disney and orbiting your life around it. Plenty of adults watch a Disney movie now and then, take their kids to the parks, or feel nostalgic about The Lion King without making it their whole personality. That's normal. But a Disney adult, in the stronger sense, is something else. That's someone whose relationship with Disney becomes identity level. Their clothing, their home decor, vacations, online life, friendships, and even major life milestones start revolving around this one giant corporate universe. Disney is no longer a thing they like. It becomes a place they return to over and over, emotionally and physically. Some people move to Orlando. Some cry when meeting Winnie the Pooh.
I waited 30 years to meet you.
Some get married at Disney, honeymoon at Disney, and plan the next trip before the last one ends. At the far end, there are even people that live in luxury residential communities in Golden Oak, where people can literally live inside the Disney ecosystem full time. So why doesn't that obsession fade? Because adulthood often feels like the exact opposite of what Disney promises. Real life is repetitive, it's expensive, it's lonely in ways people don't like to admit. Your work is dull, your rent is high, your relationships are messy, your future feels unstable. Disney offers the opposite. It offers order, beauty, music, clear emotional payoffs, and a world where everything is themed, clean, and designed to feel safe. You know where you stand. You know what story it is. You know what you're supposed to feel. And that's what we call power. For some people, Disney isn't really about Mickey or the movies. It's about what Disney lets them return to, a version of life where wonder still feels available, where the world is structured, and where they don't have to sit alone with the flatness of adult reality. Now, that doesn't make them stupid, it makes them understandable, but it also makes them vulnerable, because Disney is not just good at making entertainment, it's one of the best companies in history at turning emotional attachment into repeat spending. The parks are engineered down to the smell. Music changes by area, Colors are chosen carefully. Hidden scent machines pump familiar cues into the air. It sounds insane, and trust me, it is. Every part of the environment is built to make you feel safe, like you stepped into a world that was made just for you. That kind of immersion does something. It lowers your guard. It makes spending feel like belonging. That's where the whole thing stops being funny. Because the disturbing part of Disney adults is not that they love cartoons, it's that a corporation has managed to become a coping mechanism. For some people, Disney is not just a pastime, it's where they go when real life feels too heavy, too uncertain, or too empty. And Disney absolutely benefits from that. In a way, Disney has been playing the villain in their own movie, but it's real life. The company has spent 100 years learning how to attach itself to childhood, then offering adults endless ways to keep buying their way back into that feeling, which means Disney adults aren't just a strange subculture to laugh at. They are a symptom of something bigger. They show what happens when a company becomes more than a company, when it becomes emotional real estate, when it occupies the part of a person's mind that should belong to memory, identity, and meaning. That's why the obsession feels disturbing. Not because adults like Disney, but because some of them seem to need it. And when a brand becomes something that people need emotionally, it stops being harmless. But regardless, I still think Disney adults are cringe. I mean, at what point do you stop idolizing characters that aren't even real? But on the other hand, maybe this is what happens when real life starts to feel too dull and depressing, and Disney just capitalized on the demand for becoming someone's emotional home. I guess what I'm trying to say is the question isn't what's wrong with them, but did Disney know this was going to happen, and did they just plan accordingly? Let me know in the comments, and make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video.